Hello, this is Nathan Abbott from Abbott Realty Services along Northwest Florida's beautiful Emerald Coast. Today I'm going to share with you 6 important closing costs you need to be aware of when purchasing real estate in Florida. Quite often, we meet buyers who have saved the amount that they're needing for their down payment, but they fail to remember the closing costs associated with that purchase. You need to make sure that you're prepared for both. Getting with a good real estate company, which we can provide, as well as a great lender if you're getting a loan, they should be there to provide the details for you prior to the purchase, prior to the closing, so there's no surprises. Today I'm going to share with you the 6 most important closing costs that you need to be aware of when purchasing. Number 1, doc stamps on the deed and title insurance. These are 2 of your largest closing costs on a purchase. Everything's negotiable, but typically the seller's paying for doc stamps on the deed, and we suggest that the buyer selects and pays for title insurance and related title fees. The title company is going to make sure that you have free and clear title, no liens or encumbrances tied to your property prior to the closing. There's some fees that are allocated towards the research of this, as well as paying for title insurance at time of closing to make sure that you're protected well beyond the purchase. Number 2, lending fees. You need to make sure when you're speaking with your lender to get the appropriate fees that are going to be associated with the loan. A lot of this is dependent on the loan amount. You're also going to have some state taxes required. You're going to have doc stamps on the note. You compute this by taking your loan amount divided by 100 and multiplied by 35 cents. You're also going to have intangible tax. You also take the loan amount and you multiply that by 0.002. These fees are always going to be required when getting a loan. It's important to know those up front so that you can go into the closing a little bit more smoothly. Number 3, we always suggest a buyer get a home inspection. This can range anywhere from about $300 to $700 plus. Again, it's dependent on the type of property versus the square footage. As you can imagine, if you're doing a home, there's a lot more things to research because you have exterior compared to maybe a condo when you're doing mostly interior. But a home inspection is required to be paid for prior to the inspection, and we highly suggest you getting this as a buyer for your protection. Number 4, appraisal and survey. Lenders are going to require this as part of your loan process, but we suggest it for cash buyers as well. It's important to know the dimensions of your lot, have it staked out. If the seller doesn't have an updated survey, we suggest that you always get one. And also you're going to have your appraisal. That can be determined on the type of property as well. If you're getting a commercial appraisal for a business, it should be 3 or 4 times more than a residential appraisal. But that is something that we highly suggest too. It gives you another person's opinion, a professional opinion of value. And again, if you're getting a loan, it will be required regardless. Number 5, processing fees. These are not the most expensive fees in the closing, but it does take time to be able to print the documents, process them, mail fees, notary fees, different things that are associated with the closing. There will be some additional processing fees added to your file as well. Number 6, this is a big one, prepaid taxes and insurance. Many lenders will require you to pay the year in advance prior to closing. This can be a fairly large fee. Now you will have prorations as well from the seller based on the closing date, and it'll be prorated to the day of closing. That could be taxes and HOA fees, but your lender again may very much require you to pay an entire year of prepaid taxes and insurance to minimize the risk for their loan. You need to make sure that you're prepared for this also. I appreciate you listening to me about closing costs that you need to be aware of during the closing process in Florida. These fees can range anywhere from $2,500 to $20,000 plus, again, depending on the purchase price, the loan amount. But we highly suggest that you prepare more than just the down payment so that you can come into the closing with all the details. We're here to provide that for you. We hope you have the opportunity to serve you. Let us know how we can help, and we hope to see you on the beach soon. Thank you and have an awesome day.